I've sure been having a good time the last few weeks. Getting super busy, and the contacts are rolling in. Of course, No Masks SASK continues to grow. We'll hit 3,600 members today. Yes, we will. Pretty good for, wow, a month and a week. Of course, we got off to a bit of a rough start with being attacked and Instagram and Facebook. It was a trollapalooza, but things have managed to settle out pretty much. I've got a lot of good friends through No Masks SASK who alert me when there are issues because, well, the reason we still exist is because I didn't give up the controls to anyone. I made sure I kept that because there was a coordinated attack to take us out the first week. And here we are, still standing and growing, even with all the sabotage. I honestly have to tell you, I haven't had more fun in years. I really haven't. What a challenge. Thank you. But it also helped me realize how absolutely detrimental this work is right now. Agenda 2030 needs to be on the lips of every single person, particularly here in Saskatchewan with this election coming up. This is an opportunity for us. Now, there's not one politician actually standing up for us. We've got the Conservatives with a little statement about lift the state of emergency, but they've done diddly squat to that end. Buffalo Party is saying it too. But again, there's no vocal anything getting up there and pushing the agenda and that concern. A lot of people still don't understand we're under a state of emergency. And again, that needs to be first and foremost in restoring our democratic rights and freedoms. Right now, every single day that state of emergency is in, our way of life is being chiseled away. It truly is, and you can see it everywhere. The mask was just the beginning. And with this election and no politicians really going to bat for our concerns here, or even acknowledging Agenda 2030, you got to know that we can't wait around for them. So this is what we're going to do. I'm coming up with some marketing to this effect, and these weeks leading up to the election, I'm not waiting for the politicians. I'm just going to start hammering them. And this is what I want you to start doing too. Sharing the materials, getting on their feeds, and calling them out on their neglect of the true issues affecting the citizens of Saskatchewan. Agenda 2030 is, well, all roads lead to it, because all of these nonsensical rules are created by them, working through the World Health Organization under the guise of a virus, and literally infecting our society with their global values. They're not the values of Saskatchewan, I can tell you, and I'm sure you can see that now with your children in school. Their identities being deleted for the common good. Scary times, my friends. And when we have politicians doing the same old, and we tolerate that, we're settling. Why are we settling for that nonsense? How in the world can they get up and represent the interests, particularly of this group? Now, see, a lot of people don't get this, but I'm the one who fields every person that comes in. And I can tell you that rural Saskatchewan is very well represented. In fact, I would say that you're about 70% of the membership. Yes, you are. And that's why it was equally interesting to get a little message a few days ago from a gentleman out of Saskatoon that has been working towards an end in getting government to pay attention to rural health care. Now, of course, there was a group called Citizens Concerned for Rural Health Care, and this gentleman was a member, and oh, so am I. Yeah. In any case, I got a message a few days ago, and we started chatting about his concerns and him wanting to know if I wanted to take those on. And of course, I had to say yes, because at the end of the day, the depletion of healthcare and facilities, treatments, options is all totally a part of the Agenda 2030 plan in shifting people to the cities. It's integral. And my first thought about the group that I never really participate in, quite honestly, I don't, because it was boring and going nowhere. Well, this is what they had to say about me today when this man had tried to talk to them about us taking on some of their concerns. One member of the group says, "Holy shit, what the fuck are you trying to do here? Kill us all? This bitch was obviously dredged up from some right-wing extremism cesspool. I hope the administration bans you before you have other like-minded people spouting nonsense like this." You see, guys, now you have to understand, I don't generally read any of this. The only time I read it is when I get a friend who sends me screenshots, and I have a lot of those who send me screenshots, so I don't have to go digging for it. Wow. In any case, another man says, "We don't need this fascist fake news crap in our group. Admin should ban anyone who keeps posting this hateful stuff." Hateful? Talking about what is going on in rural healthcare and what the motivations would be? In any case, the admin or the moderator, her name is Cindy, well, she banned the guy from the group. Now, he's been involved in this group right from the get-go, right? And he actually is quite a big contributor. I've gone through, and he's actually one of them keeping it going. So I had to go back to where I was a member and read it for myself, and it was pretty disconcerting. But the other thing is, they didn't delete me. They started May 21st. 2,500 members. That's it. 2,600. Of course, we've been a month and a week and we're 3,600. And just because of those horrible comments, I'm going to take on these concerns with gusto. I am. That's despicable. And quite honestly, just so you know, admins at this particular group here, you should see how many of your members have crossed over. In fact, that's one of my parameters because we are shared members. I like to see those. You have a lot of crossover, which means you had a lot of people from my group reading that. Not very pro, I can tell you. And I would never allow that filth on No Masks Sask because we have class and we don't settle. So I'm taking it on because, again, rural healthcare is absolutely part of the Agenda 2030 plan, and it is to literally deplete it to nothingness so that you have to live in these cities. For me, in the next immediate future, of course, I'm going to be looking to live rurally because I don't want to be part of any of it. And I'm going to be promoting that to people as well. So we're going to talk about this a lot. And bye-bye, citizens concerned with rural health care. Now we're getting down to censorship because this is huge. Since October 1st, well, I kind of went through that day, and then by the next morning I woke up and I had censored everywhere. So let's say on No Masks Sask I would get 20 censored pieces a day. Now it's 50. A lot of these come from duplicates, triplicates, because when something's hot, everybody wants to share it. And that's what's happening. And what I'm seeing created is, well, an echo chamber. And I don't want that, because actually Facebook and these groups were actually designed to be echo chambers, as I'm discovering. I would rather see less articles and no duplicates, in order that we can build comments, because this is what I'm actually using this group for. Sorry, I'm kind of using you, but I'm learning what you're saying. And I get a lot of clues from that. So if I get one video, for example, that has shown up on our feed 5 times, those comments never build and we never get a conversation going. And that's my goal here. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm running it more like a magazine, and I have to because of the level of censorship. I try to get in first thing in the morning, and I'm talking 6 a.m. to start it rolling. But if you're trying to post at 4 a.m., no, I'm not up. I also have to make sure it's not tagged, because if it is, again, it delineates the status of the group. And people say, well, get a new platform. The thing is, those 3,600 people aren't going to follow me. And right now, it is absolutely crucial and integral that the group remain public so that we can gather more support. And that brings me to the next stage. I'm working on a website, and this is where we are going to store this censored material best we can. I'm looking, and I checked out doing a Telegram channel, but if I'm going to go to the work, I'm thinking it's a lot better to have us absolutely independent of any other platform. I can do that work. So here we go. That's what's going to happen. And of course, fundraising for No Masks, because right now we're getting out, we're attending events. I want to get Agenda 2030 School underway as well. And that's what we're doing with those interviews right now. My thing is that we have this election coming, and because there are no politicians, we have to get in there and hammer. If you're a member of No Masks Sask, you have information at your fingertips. And what you can do is get into those feeds on the Sask Party, on the NDP, the little communists, yeah, get on their feed. Because they're the ones spreading the nonsense that people that believe in Canadian values are somehow demonic, fascists. They're calling us nasty names. You gotta know, you've got to fight fire with fire, and that means getting online. You see, communists infect, that's their thing. They like to get into conversation and start seeding it. And that's the evil in all of it. To start nasty rumors, dislodge any support. I'm watching it happen right before my very eyes, and have been since I started No Masks, even amongst people that claim to be on our side. We're at war, my friends. I'm sorry to tell you. But they're coming in to take down our democracy. They've already got a state of emergency in. We need to demand this state of emergency be lifted. I am getting on the host page of this whole thing. Of course, the host page for No Masks Sask is Lift the State of Emergency Saskatchewan. And of course, they came in for the hijacking on that one on my first post. And one woman came in and dropped 20 memes. and they were all tagged. I went to share one and I got a warning on the group right away and realized she was a troll, and then had to find her in the group. In any case, I whacked it up, the group took off, the attacks happened, and of course we're blowing up. I'm going back in now to deal with our host page, and that is lift the state of emergency. And let's get back to our eye on the ball. I'm working on the marketing in the next few days. As we get over this holiday weekend, I am going to be working straight through it. So coming out Tuesday, we're ready to roll. We've got marketing created, and we're going to prove that you don't have to be in politics to be heard.